Say hello to the bad guy, Scott Hall, and I've got a scoop for you. And we all know there's a lot of podcasts out there, but I encourage you to check out this one. It's called Going In Raw. You heard it here first. Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Welcome back to Going In Raw News Brief.
Hey.
Oh, man, Larson.
What?
Where are you today?
Well, I noticed you're at a new location. So am I. You're not at the office. You're at home. I'm not at home. I'm at the WWE Performance Center here to get the home of WrestleMania 36, at least partially, to get the latest scoops for all of you out there.
Well, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for risking your own body, your health, to be out there getting the real stories.
No problem. I mean, no problem at all.
You're breaking kayfabe, brother.
No problem at all.
For those
listening
in,
to get the job done.
For those listening in, they have no idea what we're talking about. Larson's having fun with our Zoom software. Anyways,
I'm at Performance Center, home of WrestleMania 36.
Hey, let's get this one up to 360 likes for WrestleMania 36 because Larson is there. He's on the ground. Anyways, man, what's in the news?
First up, this is from WrestleVotes. Quote, spoke with a source who states, and this is a direct quote, another quote, sub-quote, I guess. A majority of the talent are still hoping that WrestleMania gets postponed. Take that as you will. Additionally, Cage Side Seats reporting that Tom Callahoo hears that, quote, this is Cage Side Seats quote of apparently something Tom said. I couldn't find the direct quote from Tom.
It's probably, it might be, did you check one of his YouTube videos? It might be on that.
It might be that of the podcast he does too. Quote, the WWE roster's reaction to WrestleMania moving from a stadium to closed sets has included bewilderment and anger.
Oh, wow. Anger.
I guess I can understand to a degree why there'd be a lot of disappointment considering all of these men and women work the entire year to try to get that Mania moment. That Mania moment, part of that is doing it in front of 70 to 80,000 people.
I don't know what the pay situation is like.
That could be part of it too.
But if it involves getting a bonus for being on the card, where, Larson, are the majority of the roster, where are they going to land in terms of sheer number of people? If this was a regular WrestleMania, it'd be in the Battle Royals.
Battle Royals, those are probably not going to happen.
Those are probably not going to happen. I can't.
In fact, I feel pretty confident saying they're not happening.
I would almost guarantee.
That would max out their capacity limit right there, just a Battle Royal.
They could do like a 5-person Battle Royal, but it's not a Battle Royal. It's a Fatal 5-Way.
Not a Battle Royal, it's a Fatal 5-Way, yeah.
So, yeah, dude. I mean, I could see why that would be the case if you were to poll most of the people. If you're one of the people that's so far on the very thin card, we're talking 7 matches right now.
Announced, yeah.
Announced. I suspect there will probably still be an Intercontinental and a U.S. title match.
Also, the Randy Orton Edge match hasn't been officially confirmed by WWE.
Okay,
yet.
So there's that one also. Note, have there been any tag matches announced? No.
Not for the tag titles, no.
Okay, so
there'll be somewhere between 10 and 12 matches on the card, probably.
Yeah. Now there was a tentative. We're not going to really discuss this much, but there was a tentative match breakdown based on the dates, but we can't really find any verification on that.
Well, I mean, a lot of outlets were reporting on it earlier today, but then when we went on WWE.com, we couldn't find those specific dates in relation to those matches. So maybe it's something that has been changed subsequently. Who knows? They
might have pulled that just to give themselves more flexibility because, Vince likes to change things at the last minute for everything. Yes. So yeah, this isn't terribly surprising, especially if it means that, they're not going to be getting a certain payday for being at WrestleMania. So yeah, not terribly surprising.
No. Someone who as of yet has no match at WrestleMania, that'd be Daniel Bryan. Who knows how many more WrestleManias are going to be in his future? Steve, take this one, please.
Yeah, so Daniel Bryan made an appearance on the latest episode of the Bellas podcast. He took some time away from video chatting with Drew Gulak.
Oh man, those videos are great.
They're fantastic. Check out Drew Gulak.
You saw the headlock one, right?
Yeah,
there's the wrestling gear. It's great.
There's the balls one too. So anyways, he dropped this bombshell. His status as a full-time wrestler, he seems to think it's probably coming to an end. Now the transcripts here from Cage Side Seats. He said this: WWE has been great. They're going to give me 6 weeks paternity leave, which so few places in the United States do that. So I'll get to be home that first 6 weeks. But then after that, It's not long until my contract is up. We've been talking about what we do from there. To me, in my mind, it's almost like, I think I'm just done being a full-time wrestler. I love being a dad. I will always love wrestling, and I always want to do wrestling. But when I say always do wrestling, that means maybe once a month or once every couple months. Larson, I think it's, end quote, I think it's fair to say that in the short time that he's been back, I'm assuming, are we over a year now that he's been back?
Yeah, it'll be 2 years at WrestleMania.
Gee whiz. Wow. Time flies. Holy crap. But in that span of time, he's done a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it all seems like stuff that he really has wanted to do. He got his Brock match. He put Kofi over. He got to be a heel. He did the environmental champion stuff.
He got Mustafa Ali on SmackDown. He's in a program with Drew Gulak. He seems like his primary purpose with coming back beyond getting to wrestle again was to work with people he wanted to work with and help get people over.
Yeah.
He wanted to elevate people, not just himself.
Yeah, he seems very, I mean, I have no doubt that when he says WWE's been great, I mean, he seems to have been doing everything he's wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine there's that. He's also got to refuse dates that he didn't want to work, like Saudi Arabia stuff. Mm-hmm. He is on a smaller schedule, like less date schedule already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like WWE in his case, they've made him happy and they've given him what he wants. They've treated him well. So, apparently
now it's time for him to do the Undertaker schedule.
I guess so. Yeah. Which that's awesome. That's good for me. It's sort of, I do wish though. And I would think that having a title run of any sort at this point would sort of be out of the picture, but how great would it have been if his final title run would have been a tag team title run with Drew Gulak and he takes it off of Miz and Morrison, of course, the Miz, his longtime rival. I think that we still never really got that big giant blow up with the Miz. Maybe we'll get that as part of his short or his smaller schedule.
Yeah, hope so, because you're right. They never really did see that story through to the end.
Yeah, that would have been good. But yeah, no, good for him. Being a dad is great. Having the flexibility, like we know, with the schedule that we keep. Being able to have the flexibility as YouTubers, as influencers, Larson.
Don't use that word.
To be around our kids as much as we want or as little as we want is pretty cool.
Yeah. Also cool, this week's episode of Dynamite, pretty awesome. They did it in front of an empty arena. But will we get an episode this next week? Well, PW Insider has some information as to why AEW seem to think there may be some degree of uncertainty about further episodes of Dynamite in the near future. While AEW and TNT plan on airing Dynamite next week, and one would assume the following week, so long as circumstances allow, PW Insider notes, quote, the company from owner Tony Khan on down has taken the stance that no one should be taking anything for granted during these tumultuous times, and they do not want to come across as if anything was guaranteed. The team wanted to go through tonight's episode, and as one source stated after the show, not be so arrogant as to assume they'll 100% be allowed back on live TV next week. Such things are changing so rapidly.
Yeah, man. And last night's episode was a hell of a show. It drew 932,000 viewers. That was a 22%, I think, increase from the
previous week
prior. NXT's retrospective on Gargano, Ciampa, and Finn Balor and
Rhea Ripley got like about half that,
542,000.
But the viewership numbers aren't as important as the all-important, the coveted, the number that really matters to advertisers at 18 to 49 demo.
Where's that
AEW 0.35, NXT, it placed 81st in the night for that category, 0.16. Usually AEW is like top 10 at worst in that particular demo, but because a lot of people are home, a lot of people are curious about what's going on in the world. Basically, cable news dominated the network or the cable ratings on Wednesday. AEW placed 20th, as I mentioned earlier. NXT 81st. I think there was a Real Housewives episode, I think from New Jersey, that was in the top 5. Other than that, and AEW at 20th, everything else, cable news.
Yeah, the virus has really just captured the zeitgeist as it seems to be. There was an interesting stat from 538. They were talking about a new poll that was done. God, I want to say it was like CBS News poll or an ABC News poll that it was like 1,000 respondents. and I think it was like 99% of respondents had heard of the virus in some form or another, which was, they said, the highest percentage of a poll in that manner that's ever been conducted, at least to their knowledge. Wow. So this is next level stuff. So it's not surprising at all that the news numbers are skewing the way they are. So yeah, it's infected everything. Not everyone necessarily, but yeah, in terms of reaching out to people, it's definitely out there. So yeah, take every little bit of wrestling, every little bit of new wrestling you can. Friendos out there, be grateful that you get it, because you never know what's going to happen next week.
Yeah, it seems like any day, new restrictions could be issued, be put in place, and won't be able to watch wrestling.
I've got about 11 hours before the casino, before all the casinos, all the slot machines, all the gambling apparatusi are done with. Did I say,
closed?
I didn't say that? Apparatuses are closed. Yeah,
I'm not even sure that's right, but yeah, they're going to be closed.
What's the plural version of apparatus? I think isn't it apparatus?
Yeah, it is. I would say that plural of apparatus is apparatus.
All right.
So like the plural of fish is what?
Fish.
What's the plural of moose?
Moosin.
Pretty sure it's just moose.
You're probably right. Look at all those moose over there.
There are too many moose over there.
Dun, dun, dun. There's only one moose, man. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, well, Steve, I think that wraps it up. I'll got a flight to catch, get back home.
Oh, don't cough on anybody, or don't let anybody cough on you, man.
All right, I'll change your heart. I'm going to take a bus.
That's a good idea. We'll see you in about 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Like a bus
hold on
is
a second.
Cleaner.
I'm home.
Oh, look at that. You want to leave. You have the powers of darkness, Larson. It's been within you all along. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We definitely appreciate our NXT, or I'm sorry, our AEW review is available right now. So check it out. It took a little longer than we thought it would.
This is what my house really looks like.
Oh, now you're in the closet. Way to go. Did Hall and Ash put you in that closet?
Yeah, they put me in the janitor's closet.
Well, you shouldn't have fired their friend, dude. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.